Good evening, everyone, distinguished judges, contest masters, contest chair, and fellow Toastmasters. I, Grishma, will be the sergeant at arms for this contest. Let me first begin by stating the mission and vision of Toastmasters International. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self development and self confidence. Toastmasters International's core values are integrity, dedication to excellence, service to the member, and a commitment to the organization. These are the values worthy of a great organization, and we believe we should consider them as anchor points in every decision we make. Being a Toastmaster means more than simply making commitment to self-development. Everyone who joins Toastmaster Club is making a commitment to the club, to its members, and to the organization as a whole. Speech contests are Toastmasters' way of including all these values into practice. It seems like a wonderful evening to have our international speech and table topics contest today. In the international speech contest, all the participants contesting will have to present a speech for 5 to 7 minutes on any topic they feel appropriate. And the table topic session is an impromptu session where all the participants are assigned with the same topic but will have to present their thoughts individually to the panel in the stipulated time. And this contest is chaired by TM Pooja, an active member of Amrita Toastmasters Club who is currently pursuing third year of engineering. I'm very excited to listen to all the prepared speeches. But before that, it's important for us to lay the rules that respect the decorum of the organization. There should be no talk about sex, religion, and politics. All the speakers should keep their video and audio on. The audience must always keep their video and audio off, and the speaker should always keep their video on. I I wish all the participants a very good luck. Over to TM Pooja.
Thank you, Sergeant Arms Master Grishma. We couldn't ask for a better introduction. A warm welcome to all the participants, role players, judges, and dear guests. I welcome you all to the International Speech and Table Topics Contest. Understanding comes through communication, and through communication, we find a way to peace. This was quoted by Ralph C. Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters. Each one of us are here because he started something very small decades ago. He created this creatively free stage that benefits thousands of speakers today. I would like to start this contest by remembering him. Winning is something, but participation is everything. So I'd like to congratulate all the participants for participating. As we are conducting the contest online, I will be reading out the online speech contest statement. By attending this remote club speech contest, you agree to the privacy policy of Toastmasters International as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. Some of your personal information, such as name, image, and any shared messages, may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded by Toastmasters International, who may use the recording in the future as it sees fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharges Toastmasters International from all claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use or distribution of said video recordings, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, or defamation. Moving on, my first challenge as a contest chair was to find a chief judge. I would have messaged around 6 people, and all their replies were, "I'm so sorry, I'm busy." So I was expecting a similar kind of reply from Toastmaster Jayendra Natraj, but the reply that I got was, of course, was sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jayendra Nitraj, for being our chief judge today. Would you like to share a few words?
Hello. Hi, team. So, good morning. So, hope everybody is very energized and prepared for this international speech contest and table topic contest. So, I'll be playing the role of chief judge today. So, I have my judges panel along with me who will be assisting me. So, all the very best contestants. Over to contest chair. Pooja, I didn't listen to you. Was there anything you wanted from me in specific?
It was just an introduction.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. From the Toastmaster perspective, I belong to a club called Walkie Talkie Nanganallur, which is in Chennai. We had joint meetings earlier with the Amrita Toastmasters Club. I belong to Division E, Area 1. Okay, thank you.
Now it's time for the contest and the wait is over. So let's get started. I would like to introduce our contest master, Toastmaster Priyadarshini. She is someone who is passionate on taking up challenges and learning out of that. Her hobbies are painting and playing violin. Currently, she is pursuing electronics and communication engineering first year. Over to the contest master.
Good evening. I am Priyadarshini, the contest master for today. We are happy to welcome all the Toastmasters and guests to the International Speech Contest of Amrita Toastmaster Club of Area G4, District 120. Let us take a minute to recognize our contest chair for today, Toastmaster Pooja, and the Chief Judge, Toastmaster Jayendra Natraj. A few rules before we proceed. Audience are requested to keep their audio on mute and their camera turned off throughout the duration of contest. No other recording is allowed except for the official online recording by the contest management team. Once the contest has begun, members of the audience are requested to refrain from leaving or joining the meeting during the progress of contest. In the case of members getting disconnected or leaving the contest, they will have to wait until the host admits them back to the meeting. After the contest, please remain connected till the contestant certificate are distributed. We will now begin the international speech contest. I would like to read the purpose of the contest as defined by Toastmaster. To provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all. To provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. Let us go over the rules for the international speech contest for the benefit of all present. All the contestants have been briefed on the rules of contest and have confirmed that they are eligible to be a contestant in this contest. To be eligible, a contestant must be a Toastmaster in good standing of a club, have completed 6 speech projects in the competent communication manual or a minimum of 2 levels in the Toastmasters pathway learning experience. Contestants must create their own speeches and each must be substantially original and any quoted material must be so identified. Contestants may use props and all props must be handled in the 1 minute of silence between the speeches and are the sole responsibility of contestants. The time of all the speeches is to be 5 to 7 minutes. Contestant will pin the timers. Timers, could you please show the card as follows? Green card at 5 minutes. Yellow card at 6 minutes. Red card at 7 minutes and will stay on until the speaker has finished speaking. No notice shall be given should a speaker go over time. Any contestant who speaks for less than 4 minutes 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. The judges have been instructed not to consider time in their ranking of the speakers. Timing starts with the first word uttered or when the speaker uses any form of gesture, smile or non-verbal communication to the audience. Please note that the contestant is not allowed to delay unnecessarily. There will be 1 minute of silence provided between the speeches so that the judge may complete their ballot sheet and 2 minutes will be provided after the last contestant has spoken. At the end of contest, the audience are requested to remain silent until the tally counters have collected the judge ballot sheet. There is a secret tiebreaker judge known only to the chief judge. Announcement of the contest winners is final unless the list of winners is announced incorrectly, in which case the chief judge, ballot counter or timers are permitted to immediately interrupt to correct the error. Are there any questions? Let's begin international speech contest. The order of the order of contestant was randomly selected on a draw of number, and it is as follows. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Kaushalya Shri. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Kaushalya Shri. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram S. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram S. Chief Judge, could you please confirm that all the judges have been briefed and all are currently available?
One of my voting judges are yet to join. Just give me a minute. I'm just checking the presence.
Okay. Contest chair, can you please confirm if I should continue now?
Just
Let's
wait for
wait
a
for.
minute. 1 minute, Priya. I'll confirm you.
Okay.
Hey, hey team, sorry for the inconvenience. I'll just take 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, contest master Priya. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Hi. I confirm the judges have joined the meeting. You can start them. Proceed with the further script.
Thank you. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Kaushalya Shri. Please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and backup timer. Toastmaster Kaushalya, you were not audible. Can you come again?
Yes, I have pinned the timers.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, repeat after me. International Speech Contest 1, 2, 3 in lower and higher tone.
International Speech Contest 1, 2, 3. International Speech Contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you please confirm that the contestant is audible and visible?
Okay, I see Kausalya Shri visible now. Can you be a little audible, Kausalya Shri? Can you repeat the sentence for me?
International Speech Contest 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, perfect. Please proceed.
Thank you. Toastmaster Kaushalya Shri, imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect, Toastmaster Kaushalya Shri.
I was in my third grade, seated on the last bench and acutely searching for my math book. That's when my class teacher called me all of a sudden and asked me to stand in front of the class. I was shocked, not knowing why she was calling only me, and went to her slowly, wondering if I had made any mistake. She then took out something from her bag and pinned it to my pinafore. When I bowed down in curiosity to see what it was, it spelled class leader. That was the first time ever that I was shouldered with a responsibility and started discovering my new skill of leadership, embarking my journey to become a perfectionist. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A leader. What just pops into your mind when you think of this word? Courageous, authoritative, perfectionist? Well, I believe that's how a leader was supposed to be. During my school days, I grew up to be a perfectionist, and I also turned out to be good at academics. You know, I used to be that one student in the class who keenly listens to all the classes, makes notes, asks doubts to teachers even during the breaks, submit assignments on time, and unluckily, the one to prompt the teacher that the deadline for submissions had arrived when she herself had forgotten it. But when I entered my 12th grade, things turned out to be different. In my 12th grade at high schooling, I was chosen as the school pupil leader. I was very happy about it, but at the same time, I was conscious of the duties that I was shouldered upon because I knew it was a really challenging role. And now I became more conscious of being perfect. We also had the student council at the school, which consists of the leaders from different houses, and we used to discuss on the various events and organizations that happened at the school. As usual, we had the annual day coming up, and this time it was my turn to take charge. We started staying up late in the evenings, even after the school hours. We discussed on the timings and proceedings of all the events, and we put down all the ideas on paper and divided the work amongst ourselves. And I took the responsibility of the overall comparing and event management. I had a great circle of friends, but I never felt good enough. I also had some pretty intelligent friends, but I wanted to be the most brilliant, the most noticed, the one who took up most space on the event, and the most perfect. People had their own ideas on the event organization and orchestration, but I always felt something incomplete in their ideas and always kept pointing out their errors. So I started giving my best and planned a perfect plan with perfect timings and informed every other person involved and also kept reminding them. In my process of drafting a perfect plan, I think I forgot to have a backup plan for any failures that might occur during the annual day event. Time passed very quickly and we started our rehearsal for the big day. Everything seemed to go as planned. But all of a sudden, there came an announcement that the chief guest for our annual day celebration could not stay longer. And now we had to cut down on the timings as much as possible. Alongside all my worries of performing good, looking good, and achieving enough professionally, I now endured phases of panic and anxiety because my entire plan has to be changed now. I was very upset initially, but I started to draft an alternate plan as well. The result of my panicking gave me no good ideas to plot, and I realized that my plan was no more perfect. That's when my friends and my teachers came up to me to sort out the problem. We pushed the events back and forth to avoid any delay, and now everything seemed to be better. I realized that in my process of being perfect, I had failed to appreciate and encourage all my dear friends for their sincere efforts, be it good or bad. I failed to appreciate them. I felt really bad about myself, and those moments of regret gave me the realization to embrace the imperfections in me as well as in others. Finally, the big day arrived, the annual day. Fortunately, I went through the entire event with no nervousness whatsoever because I wasn't pretending to be something I'm not. Instead, I shared my flaws rather than trying to hide them away. What a relief, you know. And then we started embracing and encouraging ourselves for one of our finest works ever. And that turned out to be one of the very important days in my life. My dear fellow Toastmasters, you don't have to be a perfect student, a perfect brother or a sister, or a perfect son or a daughter, or a perfect employee all the time. The little imperfections is what makes who you are. And more often than not, it's those little imperfections that makes people love us. So today, let's remind ourselves that we're not perfect in everything. We make mistakes, we tend to fail, but the courage to accept those mistakes and failures in some beautiful way makes us imperfectly perfect. Do you agree, Contest Master?
Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ramesh. Please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and backup timer.
Yes, I confirm.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, repeat after me. International Speech Contest 1, 2, 3 in lower and higher tone.
International Speech Contest 1, 2, 3. International Speech Contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you please confirm that the contestant is audible and visible?
I confirm the contestant is audible and visible. Bhavesh, are you going to stand and give your speech or sit and give?
No, so I'm going to sit for the speech.
Okay, fine. Hope your hand expression doesn't cross the video cam. Yeah, perfect.
Yes. I planned for the speech.
Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Bhavesh Ramesh, what matters? What matters? Toastmaster Bhavesh Ramesh.
We are not always successful, are we? We are not perfect in any way, are we? The ones that we look up to now were once at the bottom of the stairs. There's always this one element that boosts us, that always catalyzes us towards our success. And I believe everybody finds this element at some point of time. Good evening, all. Let me share the various key values that I learned along my way from one special person. During my high school days, I was the tallest person in my class. And it's pretty obvious that people always assume that such tall people to be sportsmen. And in most cases, yes, they are. But in my case, nah, absolutely not. I was this typical half nerd who totally had no particular skills in sports. Yeah, I played a few games in my free hours, but not skillful. I've always wanted to learn a sport, maybe develop in it, but was always unable to. For my 11th standard, I was put in a boarding school. It was one of these dungeons where you have only 3 works to do. Number 1, study. Number 2, revise what you studied. Number 3, study again. And if you are involved in sports, lucky you get 1 hour to play. The school constructed a new basketball court that year and brought in a new coach to train the students. And obviously, the new basketball court needed players. Now the school wasn't able to find any typical basketball players. So the only choice for the school was left for the school is to find some students to at least fill the basketball court. And this responsibility was handed over to the hostel warden. All that old man knew about basketball was that tall people play the game. And believe me, I was the first person who was sent that way. Well, I at least escaped one study hour. The next evening, 11th standard students who had no idea what basketball was were in the court. One guy did not even have a proper pair of shoes, but was compelled so much by the warden that he had to come with the ceremonial shoes into the court. Poor guy. The first day of our practice, I knew one thing. The ball has to be put in the basket, that loop high up there. But how? I tried all fancy poses to throw the ball, but the arrogant ball refused to enter the loop. Lucky me, I was not the only clown. Everybody had their own pose to add. It was then I realized that the other sports team were mocking at us very badly because we did not play the game well. We did not know what we were doing on the court. The coach arrived, he saw us, and he felt contented. Yes, contented and relaxed. I told him that none of us knew to play basketball. He smiled aside and told us, let's change it. Value number 1, a positive attitude is all that it takes. I told him that none of us knew to play basketball. He smiled at us and told, let's change. That is what motivated all of us. He first instructed on the correct outfit that we must come in. We jogged, we exercised, and the first day of practice ended calmly. A good physique, not all of us had. Most of us were in good shape, but not everybody. We had this one guy who was really obese and really struggled to even slowly jog. The coach was very delighted of his enthusiasm and usually trained him separately to improve his physique. The patience that the coach had and the motivation that that guy had was unbelievable. Both never gave up. In this 3 months of time, he changed completely. Value number 2, take personal interest in your mentoring relationship. We practiced a lot. We had additional practice sessions, which actually means less time in the study hall, with the draconian warden. We practiced a lot. We worked really hard. It was not only the team that was excited and motivated, but the coach was also. He was more enthusiastic and coaching us. We always sit down for around 15 minutes to have a pep talk. Our coach shares his personal experiences and struggles and tells us how to overcome those. He listens to our troubles and gives us a solution. He became more than just a coach. He became our friend. Value number 3, willingness to share skills, knowledge, and expertise. Our practice session intensified each and every day. I was now an actual sportsman, and our coach tells us to respect everything in the court, including the court, the shoes that we wear for the game, even the t-shirts and the jerseys that we wear for the game. I started seeing everything with a new perspective. I never ever, respected my shoe. But right now, I understand the value of that shoe in that place because that is what enabled me to play for that 40 minutes inside that court, giving me all the fame and popularity within the school. I My perspective changed. Respect towards things reflected on my personal discipline. I learned to manage time, which was very new to a procrastinator like me. Now, value number 4, values ongoing learning and growth in the field is very, very important. I am a person who sleep, 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 and sleep every time when I get the chance to. But this changed. I started waking up at 5:30 in the morning. My mother won't believe me when I call her from hostel telling that I woke up 5:30 in the morning. We went to the basketball even before when the sun rised. We used to wait for the sunrise to start the game. We got to play our first match representing our school in the inter-school tournament. It was a moment of great pride. That was the first time that I got to wear a jersey with my name on it. Unforgettable memory. But unfortunately, we lost. We were rest. Our coach motivated us and we worked even more harder. We won against the same team the next year with a greater difference in score. Value number 5, set and meet ongoing personal and professional goals. This ensures motivation. We stepped into the 12th grade. It was very important for us to focus on our studies. And also in our school and our parents were very hesitant in allowing us to play. But we were very stubborn and played. We had special classes every day and we used to take, and the practice time affected the classes and the studies very much. We were given 1 hour to practice in the late evening, but our coach won't be able to stay that evening because he had his own family to take care of. Very surprisingly, the coach made changes to his working hours and stayed with us, though he need not have to. He never failed to teach us, motivate us, or take care of us. Value number 6, exhibit enthusiasm and willingness in whatever you do. I am here and I am in the part of the college's sports team. And I am proud to say that I am a sportsman. One main reason is my coach, and I will never forget him or his values. Thank you, and over to the contest master.
Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute has elapsed. Could we please have silence until the judges have completed their ballot sheet? Timer, please indicate when 2 minutes have elapsed. Thank you everyone. This concludes the international speech contest. There is an interview round after the table topic contest. I request contestants to stay connected. We will announce the results later in the event. Now I will hand over the control to contest chair to officially adjourn this contest. Thank you.
Thanks to the contest master, Toastmaster Priyadarshini, for effectively conducting the contest. With this, we come to the end of International Speech Contest, and hereby I officially adjourn the contest. Certificates will be distributed at the end of the meeting. Now let's take a break for 5 minutes. Timer, please note the time. I request everyone to not to leave the meeting, but feel free to refresh and relax.
Okay. If people going out of the system, it's fine. Those who are still available with the system, if you want to exhibit some special talents that you have, you're free to do. Maybe singing, cracking a joke. And no extra marks from CJ for that. We don't hear you.
I think our president can crack some jokes. Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja, for believing me. But I am the worst person to crack a joke. Maybe we can look something into the internet if possible. The best talent about sitting in an online meeting, mostly being a president, is whenever I call someone to turn their camera on, or in most cases, when I call someone for a table topic speech, they just leave the meeting. Maybe that's a superpower which every table topics master has.
And Bhavesh, you can also demonstrate how you uh, you can also enact how you face internet connectivity issues when your lecturer actually ask you a question.
That's actually very simple. You don't need to do anything. You just stay silent for throughout the meeting. And once he's done, you turn back on, act completely innocent. Sir, what happened, sir? I don't remember talking to you, sir. I just responded to you, sir. Didn't you hear me, sir? Something and all, you can do some sort of thing, and they will always believe you. They do not have a choice at all.
But what about the fans sounding? So you see many video where they get caught with the fan.
You actually don't need to turn it. See, mostly, right? I can tell you that around out of 60 people who are in the classroom, only 5 to 6 people are actually in the class. Everybody else just turn it on and leave. And whenever the sir calls, right, among those 4 to 5 people, there'll be one person who'll put it in the WhatsApp group telling that you've been called. So immediately that person jumps inside the meeting, responds in some weird way, says something, and you saves themselves.
Saves themselves.
They tried all sort of methods to find people who do this, but I don't think they'll ever find people doing this.
Maybe you'll get to know about the content certificate in the internals with all these things. But they dare to do that. Yeah.
Toastmaster Priya, can you please connect to the timer? She just responded that she wasn't able to connect to you.
Yeah, I'll do.
Do we have all the participants for the table topics contest? Okay, so the break is over. So hello everyone, welcome back. Next we have the most fun part of the session, the table topics contest. Life is an unexpected journey. We will never know what will happen tomorrow. One day could be filled with happiness, and next day it could be sadness, and suddenly a magic could happen. It's like a roller coaster ride. So we can only expect unexpected things. So we all can expect an unexpected topic today. I sincerely request all the contestants to follow the guidelines inside the breakout rooms, and I also want all the participants to have fun, to enjoy the contest. I would like to introduce our Toastmaster Shruti. She is currently pursuing electronics and communication engineering first year, and her hobbies are music and public speaking. She has participated in MUNs and mock parliaments. Over to the contest master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja. Good evening, all. I am Shruti Shivam Krishnan. I'll be the contest master for today's Table Topics contest. We are happy to welcome all the Toastmasters to the Table Topics contest of Amrita Toastmasters Club of Area 04, Division G, and District 120. Let us take a minute to recognize our contest chair for today, Toastmaster Pooja, and the Chief Judge, Toastmaster Jayendra Natraj. Now let's look at a few basic rules before we proceed. Audience members are requested to keep their audio and mute and their camera turned off throughout the duration of the contest. No other recording is allowed except for the official recording by the contest management team. Once the contest has begun, members of the audience are requested to refrain from leaving or joining the meeting during the progress of the contest. In the case of members getting disconnected, they will have to wait until the Sergeant at Arms admits them back to the meeting. After the contest, please remain connected till the contest certificates are distributed. I would now like to read the purpose of a table topics contest. To provide opportunity by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters experience, and to encourage development of impromptu speaking skills and to recognize the best as encouragement for all of us. Let us go over the rules for the table topics contest for the benefit of all present. All the contestants have been briefed on the rules of the contest and have confirmed that they are eligible to be a contestant in the contest. To be eligible, a contestant must be a Toastmaster in good standing of a club in good standing. In this contest, only the first contestant will remain in the main room. All the other contestants will be moved to a breakout room. All the contestants have to ensure that their audio and video are always switched on for the entire duration of their being in the breakout room. The contestants will be moved to the main room in their speaking order during the 1 minute of silence. The time of all the speeches has to be between 1 to 2 minutes. Contestants will please spin the timers. Timers, could you please show the cards as follows? Green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. This will stay on until the speaker has finished speaking. No notice shall be given should the speaker go over time. A contestant who speaks for less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. The judges have been instructed not to consider time in their ranking of speakers. Timing will start with the first word uttered or when the speaker uses any form of gesture, smile, or non-verbal communication to the audience. Please know that the contestant is not allowed to delay unnecessarily. There will be 1 minute of silence provided between speeches so that the judges may complete their ballot sheets, and 2 minutes will be provided after the last contestant has spoken. At the end of the contest, the audience are requested to remain silent until the tally counters have collected the judges' ballot sheets. There is a secret tiebreaker judge known only to the chief judge. Protests may be entered only by the contestants or the judges to either the chief judge, Toastmaster Jayendra, or the contest judge, Toastmaster Pooja, before the contest is adjourned. Announcement of the contest winner is final unless the list of winners is announced incorrectly, in which case the chief judge, ballot counters, or timers are permitted to immediately interrupt to correct the error. Are there any questions? Assuming there are no questions, I shall proceed. The order of contestants was randomly selected on a draw of numbers, and it is as follows. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster J. Venu Madhav Sai. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster J. Venu Madhav Sai. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Yash Upadhyay. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Yash Upadhyay. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Soumya Boyala. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Soumya Boyala. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram S. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram S. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Hari Prasant Paranjyote. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Hari Prasant Paranjyote. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster B. Shyam Manohar. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster B. Shyam Manohar. Contestant number 7, Toastmaster Chaitanya M. Warrior. Contestant number 7, Toastmaster Chaitanya M. Warrior. Contestant number 8, Toastmaster Malvika Anil Kumar. Contestant number 8, Toastmaster Malvika Anil Kumar. Contestant number 9, Toastmaster Kausalya Sri. Contestant number 9, Toastmaster Kausalya Sri. Chief Judge, could you please confirm that all the judges have been briefed and are all currently available?
Yes, contest master, all the judges are available and they are briefed.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, we shall now begin the table topics contest. Can I please request distinguished Toastmaster Mayor to confirm if he is available? Distinguished Toastmaster Mayor, are you available in the meeting?
I hope he's not available, Toastmaster Shruti, so we can go with the spin the wheel option.
Before that, just a second. I request all the participants to join the breakout rooms.
Yes. Okay. You can pick the wheel in front of the contestant, but you should not reveal the topic. But you can do this practice before the contestant. It's fine.
All right. So I will spin the wheel. Each number corresponds to a topic. I request all the contestants and the judges to kindly note.
Okay. We have Toastmaster Pooja. Yeah.
It is to be noted that the topic number 6 has been selected. Can the judges please confirm that it is clear? Chief Judge, is it clear? Shall I proceed?
1 second. Yes, I'll check the topic. It's good.
All right, thank you, Chief Judge. After the selection of topic, I believe Sergeant at Arms, you may please move all the contestants except contestant number 1 to the breakout room.
I confirm Every participant is in the breakout room except for the participant 1.
Chief Judge, can you please confirm if all the contestants are in the breakout room and we can commence the contest? Chief Judge, shall we start with the contestant number 1?
Ashwati, we can wait for a minute.
Alright.
Toastmaster Grishma, can you confirm if the Chief Judge is inside the breakout room?
Okay. Just a second. Can we have the Sergeant at Arms inside the breakout room? We don't have the Sergeant at Arms inside the breakout room.
Yes. Toastmaster Grishma, please send Toastmaster Lancia Angel inside the breakout room.
And also send me again. I'll just confirm and come back.
Yes, sir, sure.
I'll message you, Grishma.
Okay, sir. Now the Chief Judge has been moved to the breakout room, who will later confirm the presence of participants in the room.
Toastmaster Grishma, can you give access to the contestants for video? Because their video should be on inside the breakout room. Am I audible, Toastmaster Grishma?
Yes, you're on. Okay, I'll be doing that in just a second.
Yeah, sure. Both their audio and video should be on inside the breakout room.
Okay. Just a second. There seems to be a delay.
Okay. Zoom Master, I think you might have need to pull them all back to the main room before you change.
Yes, yeah. Actually, I'm working on that.
Yes, please. You need to make everyone presenters, right? Let me help you with few.
I have enabled camera for all the attendees. Now I'll just have to move them into rooms, which I've already done. So just a second. Yes, now in the breakout room, all the participants have the access to owning their cameras, and now I'll be opening the room so the participants can confirm if they're being added to the groups, and they can also add the enable the cameras as well.
Sure. Also add Lancia and me for the time being, and pull me back after my confirmation.
Okay, yeah. Now I confirm that all the participants are in the breakout room, including the chief judge, who will later confirm the presence of the participants in the breakout room.
Toastmaster Grishma is Toastmaster Shyam in the breakout room. I think he left the meeting. He had some network disconnectivity.
Yes, I'm adding him back to the room.
Okay.
I confirm that Sham has been added to the breakout room.
Toastmaster Grishma,
Yes.
yes, you can bring our Chief Judge back to the meeting.
Okay. Yes, I confirm that the Chief Judge has been added to the main meeting. Chief Judge, can you please confirm?
Okay. Contest Master Shruti, I confirm all the contestants are available at the breakout room with the video and audio on. Please proceed. And sorry for the delay. There was some technical glitch with one of the contestants.
I thank you, Chief Judge. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster J. Venu Madhav Sai. Please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Yes, I have pinned the timer.
Thank you. To check your audio, please repeat after me. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table topics contest 1, 2, 3. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you confirm if the contestant is both audible and visible?
Yeah. The contestant audible and visible. Please proceed.
Thank you. Toastmaster J. Venu Madhav Sai. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster J. Venu Madhav Sai.
Hearts are cages, and thus ribs are sorry. Can you once repeat the topic, if you don't mind? Hearts are
Right.
cages.
Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Toastmaster J. Venu Madhav Sai.
Thank you. Hearts are wild creatures, and thus ribs are cages. Thank you, Contest Master, for giving me this topic. I totally agree with this, that hearts are really wild beasts. For example, we can see that we actually from my age group, we youth people tend to lose our control very easily. For example, we become angry for small reasons. It may be like our mother calls us for breakfast and we are playing some video game, and she kind of says it politely to come to breakfast, but we respond very angrily. It's because not that we show anger towards our mother, but it's because our heart is more our heart wants to play the game and we don't want to get distracted from the game, and that's the reason we say we show that anger towards our mother. So this is a small example where our heart um, is not behaving aptly. It is like our heart really doesn't want to get angry towards our mother or anyone for that sake, but it gets angry or it loses its control, or it becomes very emotional because of some other reason. In my example, the reason was playing love to play video game. So I say that heart is like something it's like a bucket of a tap is opened. The bucket will be filled till its rims, till its brim. The tap should be closed at apt time before water leaks out of the bucket. So we have ribs which act as cage and control, and we need to control our emotions without overflowing our emotions from our heart. Thank you. Over to the contest master.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now we will give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed.
And contest master, confirm me if Toastmaster Sham had attempting to rejoin. I think he got disconnected and attempted to rejoin the meeting.
I'm not sure if
Okay,
he
I just
did
saw a
attempt to
prompt.
rejoin, but
Toastmaster Grishma, can you confirm this?
I just saw a prompt.
Yes, he just tried to join the meeting, but he's been added to the breakout room. Sham Manohar Balasubramaniam.
I didn't see him in the main room, but I think he has joined directly to the breakout room, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So Zoom Master, can you also pull the second contestant in the meantime?
Yeah. Yes, actually, I have sent the reminder, and then in 5 seconds, I'll be pulling the participant too.
Sure.
Participant 2 is being pulled to the main meeting.
contestant number 2, Toastmaster Yash Upadhyay, please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Yes, I have.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, please repeat after me. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table topic contest 1, 2, 3. Table topic contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you confirm if the contestant is both audible and visible?
Yeah, I confirm Yash is visible and audible. Yeah. Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you. Toastmaster Yash Upadhyay. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster Yash Upadhyay.
Okay. So this emotion, the word emotion, like it has a lot of various sort of interpretations. Like emotion, if I'm standing right now in, it's my first table topics, and I am feeling anxiety right now. I have that anxiety. I have that thing that I'm gonna take on the first table topic. So this thing is a emotion to me, and to other person the emotion might be something else. It's something which differs from the surroundings, like the place you are. So this emotions, like why is it important, or why should we have this emotion, or even is it important, or we should neglect it? So according to me, this emotion is something which is important. It helps you make do your best. So it was, if I have to give an example, when I was given the first opportunity to speak on the stage, I was doing a case study, and wherein it was very difficult for me. Like I was very anxious. I was very anxious about like what I'm gonna do on the stage, as it was the first time I was gonna speak some words and tell on some case studies through PPTs and stuff. So when I just started, I had this anxiety that what will I do, as I already told. But this made me do better because I prepared 10 to 20 times better for the speech. And the output which I got, the feedback which I got from the people was really awesome, that it was really good. And the other scenario wherein I was confident enough, like I had the emotions, which was like I was overconfident kind of when I was doing my I was doing my debate competition. Once I was doing my debate competition, and it was quite easy, the topic, and wherein I went very overconfident, and that was another emotion which taught me some lessons. So every time when I have this emotion, there's something teaching me. There's always a process. So I think this emotion is very important, and this needs to be controlled, because if I learn to control these emotions, I become a better person from what I am and the learnings which I get. So this is what I want to say. That's it from my side. Back to the judge.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yash. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Soumya Boyala, please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Okay, I didn't. I actually pinned only the only one timer. Could I know who is the other timer?
Toastmaster Priyadashini is our backup timer.
Sure, I'll just do that. Thank you. I did it. Thank you.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, please repeat after me. Table topics contest contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table topics contest 1, 2, 3. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3. Hope I was audible. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you please confirm that the contestant is both audible and visible?
Yes, contest master Soumya
Thank
is
you.
audible and visible.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Toastmaster Soumya Boyala. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster Soumya Boyala.
Greetings to everyone. Coming to emotion, it's really a very important element of everyone's life. Without an emotion, our life doesn't seem complete. Only when, if we take any example of any situation we have faced from our childhood, only when emotion comes into picture, then it seems complete and we feel happiness is also emotion, right? Only when we feel happy, it describes everything. Whatever we do in our life, it only describes happiness, which is a required emotion for each and everyone. Emotions are generally we know there will be good emotions, I mean sad emotions and happy emotions. Sad emotions generally come into picture, like everything only generates from our thought. I do believe in that because only when we think of something, we could see it in our life. That's what I strongly believe, because without we thinking of anything, it won't be a part of our life. So these emotions, as the topic signifies, hearts are cages. Sorry, hearts are cages. So what exactly happens is like only when we think of a particular thing, it comes into our life. So I strongly believe that emotions are building blocks of our happy life or sad life. So being having a kind of positive or energetic thought makes our emotions happier, which is kind of a very positive emotion. So what I would like to say is like thoughts become things. So whatever we think is going to be real in our life. It might be a sad emotions or a happy emotion. Thank you, and over to contest master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soumya. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed.
Can
Let's wait for a minute, Paresh.
Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ramsai. Please confirm if you have penned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Toastmaster Bhavesh, you are muted.
I'm really sorry. No, I haven't. I'm only able to see Toastmaster Soumya being spotlight.
The backup timer is Toastmaster Priyadarshini and the main timer is Toastmaster Tejaswini. Kindly pin the two of them.
Yes. Yes, I have. Wait a minute. Yes, I have. Thank you.
Okay, hope Zoom Master have changed the spotlight. Yeah, okay, perfect.
All right. Chief Judge, could you please confirm that the contestant is audible and visible?
Yeah, the contestant is audible and visible. Please proceed.
Thank you. Toastmaster Bhavesh Ramsai. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster Bhavesh Ramsay.
Who am I? Who are you? Who am I? I mean, who are you? I keep repeatedly asking this to myself, not knowing what the answer is. Every single time I meet another person, who are you? They do not have the answer. Who am I? When I ask myself after seeing another person, I still do not have the answer. Retrospection, judgments, introspection, nothing works in this situation because none of us have the answers. You are doing good. Does that mean am I doing bad? I am sometimes doing good. Does that mean I'm better than everybody else? Sometimes I'm not doing anything at all. Does that mean I'm a piece of waste? What is actually happening around me? I am clueless. Every single time I want to think about the future that I have, I do not know what to do. Every single time I want to think about the next day, I really am scared. I lose my mind every single time I think about what is going to happen to me in the future, in a long time goal. Every single time my teacher asks me, what are you going to do after 5 years? I am scared. I am not able to sleep at that night. What am I supposed to do? Follow my mind or follow my heart? I read so many motivational books and it says, come on, follow your heart, follow your passion. But does that make sense? After a long, and really long introspection, I realized, yes, do follow your heart. It is crazy. It is crazy to follow your heart because my heart says, do not study, do this. My heart says you have a good future, but my mind doesn't allow me to do so. So is it a good choice for me to listen to my heart or listen to my mind? It's something that all of us should analyze, should introspect, should make a strong faith for ourselves. So I say, yes, I do want to believe in my heart and follow my brain. Thank you. And over to the contest master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed.
Hello, am I audible?
We're having silence for 1 minute. We'll begin shortly. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Hari Prasant Paranjoti. Please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Yes, I have.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, please repeat after me. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table topics contest 1, 2, 3. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you confirm that the contestant is both audible and visible?
Yes, contest master, the contestant is audible and visible.
Thank you. Toastmaster Hari Prasant Paranjoti. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster Hari Prasant Paranjoti.
One of the part in the body which we relate with unnecessary thing, I would say it would be heart. Even if anything wrong happens, usually people will say the brain can understand, but the heart doesn't. First of all, my doubt is how can the heart understand the emotions? I feel the heart is only responsible for pumping the blood and flowing it through the body. I really don't understand the analogy which most of the people use, that how they can connect heart with their emotion. But since it's referred in most of the movies and everything, the analogy follows to the next generation too. If you see the how we can how the emotions are connected, I will say sometimes the cold-hearted people are the best ones because they don't have to feel anything. When I was a cold-hearted person, I didn't have any emotions at all. I will be just like I don't care attitude. If someone crosses the road in front of me and dies, for those kind of situations only I'll be used to react. Otherwise, I'll be like, no, I don't care, that kind of character. But sometimes people change, and I change too. Some incidents in life taught me that being cold-hearted doesn't mean that you are a great person or anything. There is no harm in expressing our emotions. So I will say that being cold-hearted is not a thing, and rather than using heart for your showing your emotions, use your mind, and that should be the best choice. Thank you. Over to the contest master.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed.
Am I visible? Audible?
We are having 1 minute of silence. We will get right back to you. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster B. Shyam Manohar. Please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Yes, I have pinned the timer.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, please repeat after me. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table topics contest 1, 2, 3. Table topic contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you confirm that the contestant is both audible and visible?
Yes, the contestant is audible and visible. Please proceed.
Thank you. Toastmaster B. Shyam Manohar. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster B. Shyam Manohar.
Humans as a creature are people or creatures who don't think by instinct, uh, by weighing the pros and cons, but are creatures who think by their instincts. We as humans have evolved from monkeys, and from monkeys initially were having the sense of either fight or flight, and usually they will usually choose flight because they want to escape from the threat imminent to them, and that has given up, and that's a common trait that which we as humans today even now have. And that's one thing which we see in all humans today. And as humans, we tend to make decisions more from our heart than from our head. And usually when we make a decision from our head, it's more logical. But when we make a decision from our heart, it's more of a personal decision, something closer to you as an emotion. And that's what makes the human heart something which will be caged. As human's heart allows us to think immediately on the spot without thinking of the consequences. And when we do like that, we don't think of the pros and cons, which at a later point of time we may or may not regret. And due to which we should always choose to go by our head. And due to that, I feel that we should cage our heart and use our head, as that will give us the most logical way to go in the future. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant number 7, Toastmaster Chaitanya M. Warrior, please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Yes.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, please repeat after me. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table contest 1, 2, 3. Table contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you confirm that the contestant is both audible and visible?
Yes, Contest Master, the contestant is audible and visible.
Thank you. Toastmaster Chaitanya M. Warrior, hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster Chaitanya M. Warrior.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. Hearts are wild creatures. I do believe in this phrase so much. But coming to the second part of the question, do you think that emotions should be controlled? Emotions should be controlled in places where it is needed and not be controlled in places where it is not. In our society, it is conditioned that men are supposed to control their emotions and women are expected to express them freely. Emotions when not allowed to be expressed freely could turn into more something worse. Emotions when not people when not allowed to express emotions like sadness, their emotions will be channeled into rage, and this is not a good thing. It is often said that in order to be polite or civilized, it is better to control your emotions. Although this does help us to express, pro- although this does help us to promote a better image of ourselves, it is necessary that we acknowledge our emotions and work on them, whether be it a positive emotion or a negative emotion. Since there is nothing wrong with expressing a positive emotion, it is always better to acknowledge negative emotions and deal with them rather than controlling them and repressing them inside of us. So, calling hearts wild creatures is not a good thing because emotions are always are an integral part of human behavior. But yes, ribs are cages, and it's always better to express bad emotions in a proper civilized manner. Thank you. Over to the Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant number 8, Toastmaster Malvika Anil Kumar. Please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
I have pinned the chief timer. Just a minute. May I know who is the backup timer?
Toastmaster Priyadarshini.
I have pinned both of them.
Thank you. To check your audio and video, please repeat after me. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table topics contest 1, 2, 3. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you confirm that the contestant is audible and visible?
Yes, the contestant is audible and visible. Please proceed.
Thank you. Toastmaster Malavika Anil Kumar. Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our reps are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster Malvika Anil Kumar.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, judges. The recent book that I'm reading, it's called The Romanovs, written by Simon Sebag. And it starts off with a wonderful Russian quote. Now, the peculiarity of all quotes is perhaps that it is filled with all sorts of intrigues, plotting ministers, illegitimate children, and lot of scandal. But in the Russian court, there are all sorts of people. There are feuding queens, there are people who kill each other, people who kill their brothers, people who do all sorts of weird things. Now, this just shows you, and I choose the Russian court because the one thing I learned from reading this book was how expansive and how uncontrollable the idea of humanness is. If you think about it, we have been on this planet for so very many years, right? We have had hominin species, all sorts of creatures before us, and now we've become this full-fledged humans. As Richard Feynman put it, atoms with consciousness and matter with curiosity. This set of atoms, we've been made like a machine to feel things, to understand things, and to see things. And the purpose of this is very simple, that we've all evolved and we definitely need to pass on our genes. Should our emotions be controlled? The questions would be, how much can we control emotions? It is possible to keep emotions in check, but wouldn't controlling your emotions fully be killing your own humanness? Isn't our emotions and the various ways in which we express it that makes us human? Everybody can be stoic and keep an stiff upper lip like the Victorians, but who wants to lead such boring, blunt lives? It is our emotions that, at the end of the day, make us human. It shows to the world who we are and sends out a message. So hearts are definitely the wildest creature ever. With that, over to the contest master. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed. Contestant number 9, Toastmaster Kausalya Shri. Please confirm if you have pinned the chief timer and the backup timer.
Yes, I have pinned them.
Alright, thank you. To check your audio and video, please repeat after me. Table topics contest 1, 2, 3 twice.
Table topic contest 1, 2, 3. Table topic contest 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Chief Judge, could you confirm that the contestant is audible and visible?
Okay, Kausalya, can you repeat it again? The second time it was clear, but the first time it was feeble.
Table topic contest 1, 2, 3.
You're perfect now. Contest master, please proceed.
Thank you. Toastmaster Kausalya Shri, hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Hearts are wild creatures. That's why our ribs are cages. Do you think emotions should be controlled? Toastmaster Kausalya Shri.
Contest master, are you a human? Well, don't be angry at me for asking this question. But yes, we are all humans, right? I am a human, you are a human. And what differentiates an animal from you? Because you have emotions. So why do you want to hide them? Emotions differentiates you from all the other creatures to this sensible seven sense creature, right? So emotions and feelings is what differentiates all the other things uh, and to you. So emotions is something that I feel everybody should have. We have a lot of we might face anything different or difficult in our life, but what differentiates is the emotion. Without that you become a stone, right? Like what happened last time, what happened yesterday, let me tell you. I was trying to cook, and by mistake I hit the pot of water that was nearby and it fell. My mom shouted as if someone had fell down, and everybody came from the neighborhood, and everybody were like, "What happened? What happened?" But we felt you don't have to emote so much for such a small thing. But yes, it is her emotions, right? You value a person's emotions because that is that makes who they are. The way you emote makes you who you are. So I feel emotions and bringing them out, what makes us who we are, and at the end of the day, that is most important, and it makes who you are. That's it, and over to the contest master.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Let us now give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer, please indicate when the 1 minute has elapsed. Could we please have silence until the judges have completed their ballot sheets? Timer, please indicate when 2 minutes have elapsed. Thank you, everyone. This concludes the table topics contest. We will announce the results and distribute certificates later in the event. Now I will hand over the control to the contest chair to officially adjourn this contest. Thank you.
Thanks to the contest master, Toastmaster Shruti, for effectively conducting the contest. With this, we come to the end of table topics contest, and hereby I officially adjourn the contest. Now we have our felicitation ceremony. Let's begin with certificate distribution. I request all the participants to turn their camera on when called upon and receive the certificates virtually. Sergeant Arms Toastmaster Lancia Angel, I request you to take screenshots. Now I would like to call upon our international speech contest master, Toastmaster Priyadashini, to present the participation certificates. Over to you.
Let's get to know our contestants now. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Kaushalya Sri. What are some good dishes you have cooked recently?
Okay, so I recently cooked white sauce pasta. That was 2 days back, and luckily it was not a disaster and it was good. So yeah, that is what I cooked.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushalya. Please accept your certificate of participation, and I request everyone to applaud for Toastmaster Kaushalya.
Thank you.
Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ramesh. If you could solve one real-world problem using robotics, what would it be and how you might go about it?
Okay, that's actually a deep question, but rather I would, love to expand robotics not to the solve some word problem, but rather, provide education to, maybe villages. Not everybody gets robotics. So one of my really good dream is I want to become a teacher, teach robotics to the people who cannot afford learning it, maybe something like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Please accept your certificate of participation, and I request everyone to applaud for Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram.
Thank you.
Now I will hand over the control to contest chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyadashini. Now I would like to call upon our table topics contest master, Toastmaster Shruti, to present the certificates. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja. I request the first contestant, Toastmaster Venu Madhav, to kindly accept his certificate. Toastmaster Venu Madhav, from your profile, I can tell that you're inspired by people who work hard for their dreams and never give up. Is there any particular person whom you hold in very high regard, your role model per se?
Yes, my role model is quite famous. It is Abdul Kalam ji, because I read his biography book Wings of Fire recently, and in that it was like when the hardships he has faced and the failures he has faced, and finally he came out with flying colors. So that inspired me.
Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Venu Madhav, for your participation. May we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Venu Madhav. Thank you. Now over to the next contestant, Toastmaster Yash Upadhyay. Can you please accept your certificate? Toastmaster Yash, it is evident that you have a very big interest towards music, especially the guitar. Could you tell us what got you interested in the guitar? Any particular artist that inspired you to do so?
Okay, so I used to listen to NF songs a lot. But personally, I was inspired by my cousin brother who used to play guitar right from his fifth standard, something like that. And this inspired me very much. And I would say he's my role model, and he inspired me to take on this journey.
Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Yash. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Yash? Thank you. Now the next contestant, Toastmaster Soumya Boyala. Toastmaster Soumya, if you could make one of the fictional characters from your novels that you have read real, which one would it be?
Okay, it's really tough to choose one. I would go with not in particular, because in every novel I like one character. Kind of categorizing it becomes tough. So to meet one, it would be like anime fiction stories I read a lot. Any of the anime stories, any of the anime I like to meet, it would be great. Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Soumya. Can we have a round of applause for her? Thank you. Now the next contestant, Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram. Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Bhavesh, for your participation in the Table Topics contest. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Bhavesh? Thank you. Now the next contestant, Toastmaster Hari Prasad Paranjyotir. Toastmaster, from the TV series that you have seen till date, which character's role would you like to portray or play in the same series?
I would like to portray the role of Joey in Friends because I think he is the most kindest person in the series. Like all of his friends got married and moved on to different things, but he never gave up on any of them till the last. I think I would like to be that kind of person. Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Hari Prasad. Can we have a round of applause for him?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next contestant is Toastmaster Shyam Manohar. Toastmaster numismatics is a very interesting hobby. From the coin, which coin from your collections would you say you hold most dear?
I would say all coins are of equal value for me, but special coins which are used to commemorate a special occasion is one coin I'll hold value close to my heart.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Congratulations. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Shyam? Thank you. The next contestant is Toastmaster Chaitanya M. Varyar. Toastmaster, what is your favorite genre to read and in what genre or what type of stories or poems do you write?
I love to read crime and thrillers, and I have mentioned it multiple times in Toastmaster meetings. I love the adrenaline rush that it gives me. Like, I love knowing that there is going to be a plot twist at the end. So that is why I like thriller genres. And poetry is like, I like confessional poetry very much. I love Sylvia Plath and the way she writes. So yeah, thank you.
Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Can we have a round of applause for her? Thank you. The next contestant is Toastmaster Malvika Nilkumar. Toastmaster, if you had to pick any work of literature as your all-time favorite, which one would it be?
This is so hard, like, because I usually read a lot of books and I read fiction and non-fiction. And right now, I think I'm reading a lot more non-fiction. But if I were to mention one book, can I mention multiple? Because of multiple things in my head. I think my usual favorite is Saki. I love Saki. There's so much of dark humor. That said, there is actually a book that I recently read called Mustache, and it is written by somebody called S. Harish. It is translated from the Malayalam. It was a Malayalam book, and it was translated into English by somebody called Jayasri Kalathil, and it won the JCB Prize for Literature and all of that. And it is this wonderful, wonderful book with so much of magic realism and all of that in it. Sadly, I can't read Malayalam fluently, being a Malayali, even though I am a Malayali. But I think this is one of my favorite books because I find certain irony, certain witty, just general teasing of society and all of that, like I do in Saki's books. So that would have to be at the current favorite I have, but it'll definitely change.
Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Malvika. Can we have a round of applause for her? Thank you. Toastmaster contestant number 9, Toastmaster Kausalya Shri. Congratulations and thank you, Toastmaster Kausalya Shri, for your participation in the table topics contest. With that, we finish the participation certificate distribution for the table topics contest. I once again thank all the Toastmasters for their participation. Now I'll hand over the controls back to the contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. Now it's time to distribute role player certificate. Let me just share my screen. Yes. So, Sergeant Arms Toastmaster Grishma, thank you so much, Toastmaster Grishma, for showing great interest. And this is the first time she's even taking a role. She's taken the role of Sergeant Arms, and you gave a great introduction and effectively maintained the breakout rooms. Next. Next is Toastmaster Lancia Angel, and this is the first time she has taken a role in Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lancia Angel. Next, we have our timer, Toastmaster Tejaswini. We couldn't find a backup timer, but at the last minute we just put Toastmaster Shruti and Toastmaster Priyadashini as backup timers, but she effectively managed both the contest. So thank you, Toastmaster Tejaswini. And next we have our contest master for table topics, Toastmaster Shruti. Am I audible?
You are audible.
Can anybody confirm? Okay.
Yes, you are audible.
And next we have Toastmaster Priyadashini, a contest master for international speech contest. And I have to tell this, without Toastmaster Shruti and Toastmaster Priyadashini, this event wouldn't have been possible. They helped me a lot. And next we have our Chief Judge, Toastmaster Jayendran Nadraj. I'm sorry, I'm not able to see anybody.
If you're sharing the screen, I think you're not able to see anyone. Yeah.
Okay. So without Toastmaster Jayendran Nadraj guidelines and help, this event wouldn't been possible. So thank you so much, Chief Judge. And I also request you to present the certificate to me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Contest Pooja. It was very great working with you and your team and successfully completing the contest. And hereby I represent the certificate to the contest chair, Toastmaster Pooja, who was of great help for this contest. Thank you, Pooja, and the entire team.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Is the results ready?
You can check your mobile.
Okay. Let's just wait for a few more minutes for Toastmaster Lancia Angel to prepare the certificates. Lancy, Toastmaster Lancy, once the certificates are ready, just share them.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Just a minute, I'm sharing my screen.
And Lancy, first share the third place and then the first one.
Okay. First one for the international speech contest. So we have our results. So the second place goes to Toastmaster Kausalya. A round of applause to her.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Kausalya.
And the first place goes to Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram. A round of applause to him.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Next, we have our table topics contest result. And the third place goes to Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
And the second place goes to Toastmaster Bhavesh Ram.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Bhavesh again.
And the first place goes to Toastmaster Malavika. A round of
Congratulations,
applause.
Toastmaster Malika.
Let's applaud all the winners. So with this,
Zoom Master, can you pin the winners, runners, along with contest chair, contest master, and CJ? Take a snapshot.
can all the winners turn their camera on?
One for the TT and one for ISC, or together. Yeah, should be fine. We have both the contest master. Yeah, all the winners.
Toastmaster Lancia, can you please take a screenshot?
Winners with some smile and expressions.
Yeah, it's take.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lancy. Chief Judge, would you like to share a few words?
Yeah. First of all, apologies for the little delay in the voting judges getting joined in the meeting. So we happened to have some dropouts of the voting judge and then had some last minute judges coming up. So I had a little challenge in them joining the call, being this a weekday, and also today there's a movie release, so I'm unable to catch most of the VJs there. So anyway, so all the best, and it was good. See, I didn't have big challenges with the contest chair and the contest master. So both your contest master and the contest chair were great in explaining their roles and the script. And also the contest went very smooth. Thank you so much. And it was great connecting with you people again and having this contest. So wish that pandemic ends soon and you all face the virtual contest and the virtual meeting soon. So all the best, team, and also all the best for your future and your career related things. So you guys rock always.
Thank you. I request everyone to turn your camera on. All the participants, role takers. Now it's time for a vote of thanks. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for the International Speech Contest and Table Topics Contest. First of all, I would like to thank our Chief Judge for gathering his judging team, and a special thanks to the judges, tiebreaker judge, and tally counter. And my heartfelt thanks to the role players for supporting and setting up such a pleasant environment for the participants. I thank, last but not the least, I'd like to thank the participants for participating. Thank you so much for making this day memorable. Thank you. Uh, like, I request everyone to turn your camera on. We can take a picture. Is the picture taken, Toastmaster Lancy?
Yeah.
With this, we come to the end of the meeting. Toastmaster Grishma can stop the recording now.